stranger than fiction.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to What's Going On with AI. I'm Peter Dawell, and I'm pumped for another deep dive into AI.
And I'm Nora, Kane.
You know her, right? Our AI expert extraordinaire. And today we're going to tackle something I think we've all thought about at least once.
Oh, yeah.
AI and your money. Can AI actually give us good financial advice? Like, can we just ditch our financial advisors and let a bot handle our cash? What do you think, Nora?
Well, I can't promise you a robot Warren Buffett, but we are going to try to figure out what's real and what's just hype when it comes to AI and finances.
I like it. All right, so to kick things off, we've got this really interesting article from T3N. They're a German tech publication. And they have this piece called, Hey ChatGPT, Make Me Rich.
Catchy title.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So they asked ChatGPT the million-dollar question, how do I get rich quickly? You know, the one we've all probably Googled at like 2 in the morning at some point.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there.
So what did it say? Did it give them the secret formula?
It's funny you should say that because its response was surprisingly cautious. Like you'd think it would just spit out some crazy algorithm or a list of hot stocks, but instead it gave a disclaimer.
Oh, really? Like what?
It basically said, and I'm quoting directly from the article, there are no guaranteed or safe ways to get rich quickly. Most fast paths are risky and often lead to financial losses.
Huh. So even AI is telling us there's no magic bullet.
Right.
I kind of like that, though. It's like AI is giving us a reality check. You know, like, hey, don't fall for those get-rich-quick schemes.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that there's no easy path to wealth.
For sure. So if AI isn't going to just hand us winning lottery numbers, what can it actually do for us in the world of finance?
Well, to figure that out, we need to think about what AI is good at and what its limitations are.
Okay, so like strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Oh.
AI is amazing at crunching numbers, identifying patterns, and automating tasks. But when it comes to finances, it's missing a really crucial ingredient.
What's that?
The ability to actually understand your personal circumstances, your goals, your risk tolerance.
Oh, okay. So it's like having a super powerful calculator, but it can't tell you whether you should buy a house or invest in the stock market.
You got it. It's like it can give you all the ingredients for a really delicious financial cake, but it can't tell you what kind of cake you actually want or if you even like cake.
I love that analogy.
So, yeah, that's why you have to be careful and a little skeptical when you're looking at financial advice from AI.
So basically, do your own research. Don't just blindly trust what the AI is telling you.
Exactly. You need to consider your own situation.
Yeah.
And honestly, talking to a human financial advisor who can see the bigger picture is still a really good idea.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've established that AI isn't going to magically transform us into millionaires overnight.
Yeah, no shortcuts, unfortunately.
But the article also talked about other financial tools too, like robo-advisors,
Yeah.
and of course the OG financial gurus, human financial advisors.
Yeah.
So how do those compare to AI?
Well, the article goes into that, and it's pretty interesting. Each approach has its own pros and cons, like robo-advisors, for example.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
They've gotten super popular recently, and they're usually a lot cheaper than human advisors.
Yeah, aren't those like the apps that round up your purchases and invest your spare change?
Right, exactly. Super convenient, but they might not be the best fit for everyone. Especially if you have a more complex financial situation, you might need a human advisor who can give you more personalized advice.
Gotcha. So where does ChatGPT fit into all of this? Is it more like a robo-advisor or more like a human advisor?
That's the million-dollar question. And to answer that, the article gives an example of how ChatGPT approaches a financial question. They don't tell us the exact question or the advice, but they show us how ChatGPT frames its response and all the caveats it includes.
Okay.
And that's where things get really interesting. So the article talks about how ChatGPT starts by giving some pretty basic financial knowledge and guidelines, like the kind of stuff you might find in a personal finance 101 class.
Okay, so like what?
Things like diversifying your investments and avoiding high-risk options, unless you're totally comfortable with losing money.
Right. So not exactly groundbreaking stuff. It's like
Right.
the financial equivalent of eat your veggies and get some exercise.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's actually one of the red flags the article points out. ChatGPT's advice, while generally sound, can be a little generic. It doesn't always have the nuance that a human advisor would bring.
So it's like getting a one-size-fits-all financial plan, when what you really need is a custom-tailored suit.
Exactly. And that's something to keep in mind.
For sure. So is there anything else that stood out to you in the article?
Yeah, actually, there's another interesting thing. ChatGPT is super careful about not giving specific investment recommendations.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It emphasizes that it's not a licensed financial advisor and that its responses shouldn't be taken as professional advice.
Well, that's good, right? It's
Right.
like it knows its limits and it's trying to be responsible.
Absolutely. That's really important because it would be a huge red flag if an AI started throwing out stock tips or telling you exactly where to put your money.
Totally. Like
Wow.
it might be able to process a ton of data, but it doesn't have a crystal ball.
Right. So it's more like a financial study buddy than a financial guru.
Yeah.
It can teach you the basics, but it's not going to do your homework for you.
I like that analogy. Makes it seem a lot less intimidating.
And that's a good way to think about it when you're using AI for financial advice. It's a great tool for learning, exploring concepts, and getting a general sense of things. But when it comes to those big decisions, you're still the one in charge.
So basically, don't hand over the reins completely.
Right. You're the captain of your financial ship. AI can be your navigator, but you're the one steering.
This has been super insightful, Nora. I'm realizing I need to step up my financial literacy game.
It's a journey for sure.
But, okay, let's zoom out for a second and talk big picture.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see AI changing the way we handle our finances in the future? Are we all going to have like a personal AI financial advisor in our pockets?
I think it's definitely possible. As AI keeps getting better, I think we're going to see way more sophisticated financial tools that can give truly personalized advice.
Like what kinds of things?
Oh, I don't know. Imagine an AI assistant that tracks your spending and gives you a little nudge if you're about to splurge on something you don't need.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Or like, what if it could help you negotiate a better deal on your car insurance?
Exactly. Things like that. AI could automate tasks like budgeting and investing, and maybe even help you anticipate financial problems before they happen.
So it's less about make me rich and more about help me manage my money better.
Exactly. And that's a way more realistic goal. It's about using AI to make our financial lives easier, make smarter decisions, and reach our financial goals, whatever those may be.
It sounds like the future of personal finance is going to be pretty high tech.
Uh,
So knowing what we know now about AI's limitations, how do we make sure we're using these tools responsibly? Like, we don't want to just blindly follow AI advice, do we?
Definitely not. It's really important to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. We need to be critical thinkers, question the information we're given, and do our own research before making big decisions.
Don't just blindly trust what the AI tells you.
Right. You have to dig a little deeper, understand the logic behind the advice, and make sure it fits with your goals and risk tolerance.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between using AI and not becoming too reliant on it.
Exactly. You don't want to let the AI take the wheel and drive you into a ditch.
For sure.
And remember, AI is still in development. The systems we have today are pretty impressive, but they're not perfect. We have to be aware of their limitations and potential biases.
Yeah, so basically be informed and empowered users of AI.
Exactly. We're the ones calling the shots.
So it sounds like we've got some homework to do, folks.
Always.
Got to stay on top of things.
That's the name of the game.
Well, Nora, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today and breaking down all this AI and finance stuff.
My pleasure, Peter.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Seriously, folks, Nora is a wealth of knowledge. Pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
For real, though. I think we all learned a ton today about how AI can impact our financial lives.
Hopefully.
And remember, folks, AI can be a powerful tool, but it's not a magic solution.
You said it.
Be smart, be curious, and most importantly, keep learning.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll revisit this topic again in the future.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be plenty more to talk about.
AI is evolving so fast, it's like trying to hit a moving target.
For sure.
But until then, stay tuned and keep those brains buzzing. And if you have any burning questions about AI or anything else, really, hit us up on social media. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, come say hi.
All right, folks, that's a wrap. Tune in next week for a brand new deep dive into a whole new topic. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and stay awesome.